Drag can be kid-friendly because drag is just entertainment. If you will have a clown at a birthday party, you can have a drag queen at a birthday party. My drag is not kid-friendly. Do not bring a kid to my show, but that is just me. You have, as the parent, it is your responsibility to determine what your child is exposed to. If you feel like this show is inappropriate, remove your child. You wouldn't bring your child to a strip club, and yet you're not trying to have strip clubs torn down. You're impacting drag queens because we are a good distraction for you.
Well, he who shall not be named, okay, I will do it anyway, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, he has made anti-LGBTQ+ legislation a central piece to his agenda, as he has announced and continues to announce his pursuit of his presidential candidacy for the coming election. He has leaned heavily into cultural divides on race, sexual orientation, and gender as he moves to win support from conservative voters who decide Republican primary elections. His lean-in is especially true on drag queens. He wants to make them illegal, as he has attempted in House Bill 1438, which he signed this spring. But the spirit of drag culture and the LGBTQ community is too high and bold to break. We'll see. Let's talk about drag, queer culture, and being a strong-minded beauty queen. In fact, let's put some muscle into the conversation. Our guest today is the bodacious beauty queen, Bonnie Builder. Get it? Bonnie Builder. Bonnie has a bachelor's in physical education. She is the kind of fitness trainer we all need to keep ourselves motivated to work out every day. She's hot, she is strong, she is glamorous, and she is with us. I worked with so many RuPaul's Drag Race queens through the years. This is a phrase I literally have never been able to say before with all that history. Drag queen bodybuilder. Welcome, Bonnie Builder. And first off, I understand you're unapologetically queer.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
All the way, from my fake hair to my real toes,
Yes.
all the way, the whole thing, yes.
I love Bonnie. We have gotten to know each other because you are doing news at Queer News Tonight as Bonnie Builder.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on this set, this production. I never did anything like this before. I don't know how y'all found me, but I'm never leaving.
Well, we found you on Rent Boy.
Okay. I was paying $6 a month for that ad. I'm glad it's working.
It's finally paid off.
Mm-hmm.
I told some friends about interviewing you, and one of my friends said this about the interview, and this comment about you, and I quickly wrote it down. He said, you ready?
Yes. No.
Bonnie is South Florida's premier brickhouse beauty. She is the American Gladiator. He dropped in every reference he could think of. The American Gladiator of drag. He then made the Arnold Schwarzenegger SNL joke, she's probably going to pump you up.
Yeah.
Yes, all three of those references we love about Bonnie Builder's persona. Let's start right at the beginning. How did you think of mixing these two very distinct concepts of drag and bodybuilding? How did you decide to do that as your persona?
I will say that drag has always been a passion of mine, even as a fan. And fitness has been a huge passion of mine for quite a few years now. And there was no part of me that told me that I cannot combine these two worlds. I had never seen it really done like this before, but I'm the type of person to where if I don't see it, that just leaves room for me to do it. So I said, I'm not going to reduce my muscles. I'm not going to shrink down to fit into a doll-like figure. I'm going to be an action figure, but still a beauty queen.
Yeah.
And that's funny.
Now, having met Ru many times, she's 7'2", and she weighs 107 pounds, I think. Something like that. I'm exaggerating.
Oof.
Playful. You are very, very tall, but you weigh in as drag queen at...
Are you asking if I can take her? Probably, and she has insurance, so I don't think she'll mind. But yeah, if Gru and I were rolling around in the sack, I think it'd be a great time.
Yeah.
Two like big dudes, having fun.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Yeah, well, I was talking mostly about your weight.
Oh my God,
There's a
rude.
She's quite petite.
I am a dainty 230.
230 pounds. Okay,
Yeah.
there's where I was getting to. That is kind of unusual. There are many RuPaul drag queens that are 230 pounds, but for different reasons than you.
Diabetes, yes.
Yes, exactly. All right, let's talk about the drag initiation. You combine these two concepts. When did you start drag? Have you been doing this very long?
I've been doing drag for about 5 years now. I started in Wilton Manors at Southern Nights that used to be here on the Drive. I was performing in sneakers and a bus driver wig that I borrowed from a coworker. And it was a competition that I obviously lost. But ever since then, once again, I just drive myself. I never saw myself as bad. I just thought, I'm good. I just have to get better.
And were you competing in like booger drag or what was it?
It was booger, but I didn't know that at the time.
Oh.
I thought, oh, you just some mascara and like a little bit of contour on the chin maybe, and I'm a woman. I'm still not a woman, and I have a lot more product on my face now. So it's basically just like I've always been an entertainer in some sorts. Now I just look the part.
You know, I'm a gay man and I can't take my eyes, I know that's shocking. I can't take my eyes off of your arms because you have all of this and you have straps on your arms. It's like, it's a literal contradiction in terms.
Yeah.
You've been doing drag for about 5 years. When you were going to Florida International, you got your bachelor's in physical education. Were you doing drag while you were going to FIU?
Yes, I will say Bonnie has helped buoy me pay for a semester or two. She's helped pay for a textbook. She has contributed to my education. Drag has helped me be a better person in the society because I am now an educated Black man. Thank you, Bonnie.
So I'm working my way through the joke. Oh, there's the punchline. I was a little slow. I'm sorry. I just got it.
I can tell.
Right. Through the process of being this, of what you represent, is it shocking to people when they first see you the first time? You come out and do a performance in a club or you're walking Wilton Drive, which I've heard from my friends you're often doing in drag, and I'll ask you later about what you're doing there. But is it shocking for people when they see Bonnie Builder the first time?
Yes, because first they're just turned on. I'm like, Jesus Christ, put your pants back on. And then once we get past that, I tell them,
It's
yes,
a hard life.
It really is a hard life, especially when everybody's hard around me. It really gets to a place where they realize drag isn't just being the most womanly looking, because I will never look like a woman from the neck down, neck up, Angela Bassett. But drag, I am a spectacle. I walk into the room, I'm big, I'm bright colors, I'm usually big wig, and I'm there to capture your attention however I look. And I think I really do that with my appearance.
Yeah. Have you gotten any rejection? So I know you make the joke about how attracted everyone is to you, and I have no doubt that that is true, but have you gotten rejection?
To my face, no. So I'm going to believe that's the case behind my back as well. I don't think I've ever been rejected because I don't look the part. I just think people don't know about me yet.
You know, a lot of people in this persona of Bonnie Builder, let me just remind the audience again, how tall are you? Because you're very tall.
Like 6 foot on a good day.
Yeah, okay. And in heels, you're 6'3", 6'4".
Through the roof.
Through the roof, right? You're a school of RuPaul, I see, in addition to Florida International. And you're 230 pounds, a very muscular drag queen in this persona. Are people thinking you are making a joke about drag, or how do you view this persona in terms of it's been good for you, you've explained, but how do you look at it from the standpoint of the presentation that you're making and the value of your presentation?
I will say it's funny, but it's not a joke. I'm not the first drag queen with some shoulders on her. There was the legendary drag queen Mona Foote of, I believe, in New York, who unfortunately passed away recently. She had a similar physique as myself, and we're both black. And she was a gorgeous drag queen. I paint myself what I have. I can't change my figure too much, and I don't want to, because that's a part of who I am, and it's something that I love about myself. I will not reduce, literally and figuratively, I will not reduce or shrink myself to fit what you think I should look like. I am a bold, bodacious, bombastic bitch, and I'm going to look the part. And that a part of that is having big ass biceps and a fat ass.
Yeah. I forgot my next question completely. No, I didn't. I'm curious from the standpoint of the embracement of this persona. Is it the most successful path? You've just said you won't change because of the commitment. Do you think you would do better as Bonnie Builder, a renowned drag queen, if you made these choices, or the platform that you hold onto, that's it, and my success is because you hold to it?
I believe I'm successful in my own right because I hold to it. I don't want to become the drag queen that you assume I should be, because you just want me to fit the archetype of what a drag queen is, and there's a million drag queens that are very similar to each other. When I walk into a room, even if you don't know my name, you're gonna think, that's a big ass dude drag queen. I'm already stuck in your mind. Then you learn my name and you're like, oh, she's also in on the joke. So now we can all have a good time about it.
Yeah.
So it's all about branding, and this is what the brand is, and I'm very proud of it.
You know, to that question, a big portion of the drag community that everyone loves, the LGBTQ community, but everyone really loves, is the untucked moments where all of the queens are sitting around the table and they're kikiing with each other, destroying one, moving on to the next, etc. Yeah. If you were sitting in untucked and there's 12 other girls and Bonnie Builder is sitting there, what would the 12 girls do with you?
First of all, they would really be untucked if I was in the room. That's, hey now. But I like to crack jokes at other people's expense. That's the type of family unit I came from, a strong matriarchal unit where we just threw shade and had jokes at each other's expense, and that's just the type of person I am. I love cracking jokes. I love receiving jokes. It's hard for other people to tell a joke because I'm just perfect, but I just love doing this to other queens. And we'd have a great time backstage. It'd be a huge kiki.
Yeah.
And then I'd come out on stage and make more money than them.
Yeah.
And then I'd go back and show it off to them. And then I'd leave.
and we'd be done. Mic drop.
Exactly.
Right, got it. And any of the queens sitting around in Untucked, you would just be totally intimidated with, gosh, I wish that queen wouldn't be sitting here because she would give me a run for my money.
Intimidated by? No, because I can fight. But I recently went to a drag queen's home. Her name is Katya Tension. Love her. She made this wig. When I walked into her space.
Wait, give her roses. Her name again.
Katya Tension. Katya Tension on Instagram. She does wigs.
Okay.
I walked into her drag space and it was incredible. So many crowns and jewels and all that stuff. Everything I have is stolen, and she worked for hers. So it was just incredible to see like what that sort of drag is. I appreciate drag with effort, if that makes any sense. If you put any sort of effort, no matter what type of drag you are, if you put forth effort into it, my jaw's on the floor. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious also as I'm sitting here, you know, I've traveled with Michelle Visage a number of times with RuPaul's Drag Race all over the world and her family. What's Michelle? Michelle's sitting here right now, sitting next to me, and we're both doing this interview. What's Michelle gonna say to Bonnie Builder?
Well, for me, to Michelle, first of all, it's how you doing, sir? I'm a huge fan. And then Michelle would say, pardon, and I would say, I'm sorry, young man, can't you hear me? But no, I think Michelle appreciates all avenues of drag if it's polished and stage ready. And I think
I'm sorry, just one second.
No,
I've got somebody on the phone. Who is it? Oh, Michelle Visage, hand me the...
I thought we blocked her. She doesn't have cable. She can't see this. Cut off her internet. I think she would appreciate the woman that is sitting before her. I know she's very critical, but like the women in my family who are also very critical, I am used to that. Tell me what you think I should improve on. I will assess and see if you're right. And if we're on the same page, I will do that. If you're wrong, eat shit. I'm glad you censored that.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat me.
No, right.
I love you, Michelle.
Right. We don't censor here.
Okay.
I want to talk about this persona and what radical GOP and evangelicals are trying to sell out there about drag. Drag queens are dangerous. Drag queens are grooming our children. Children should not be able to see drag queens, and parents shouldn't be able to decide whether their children are going to be able to come to a drag show and see drag queens and take away their parental rights. And all sounds contradictory to me. What do you see going on? From your seat, what does Bonnie Builder think is really going on over drag queens in the radical politics of Florida and America?
Well, a couple of things. Drag can be kid-friendly because drag is just entertainment. If you will have a clown at a birthday party, you can have a drag queen at a birthday party. My drag is not kid-friendly. Do not bring a kid to my show, but that is just me. You have, as the parent, it is your responsibility to determine what your child is exposed to. If you feel like this show is inappropriate, remove your child. You wouldn't bring your child to a strip club, and yet you're not trying to have strip clubs torn down. You're impacting drag queens because we are a good distraction for you. Now, I have had multiple bookings canceled because of the anti-drag and anti-queer legislation, and that hurts because I could really use that money. I need more wigs. So it does impact me directly. I will say I had a conversation like this with a cisgendered woman who wasn't part of the queer community, and speaking to her, I realized she just never spoken to a drag queen before. That's what the issue is. They're listening to opinions from those who are not of this community and just taking it as law. They're not crossing the line to meet us or speak to us. And that's what the problem is. Speak to a drag queen. Talk to me. I will let you know how I feel. I don't want kids. I hate kids. Don't bring them to my show. But that is not the case for all drag queens. There are some very clowny looking queens out there who would be perfect for kids. I'm not a clown. I'm a woman. What was the question?
What was the question? You know, I'm curious as it relates to the politics that you're talking about. We make you someone in charge that can mitigate the politics that we're watching in the state house in Florida, etc. What kinds of things would you recommend to the LGBTQ community? This is what we need to do to fight the battle that we're in with drag queens and don't say gay and the trans community, etc.
We need to show up in person and not just on social media. It's going to take more than just a post, changing your profile picture, reposting a hashtag. You need to put your clothes on, slut, and get out there and protest in person. Show up to the board meetings, like write in letters. People still write letters. There's still papers and pens out there. Get a stamp, send in a letter, call somebody, call a legislator and tell them how you feel. We can't just post shit to our own following that probably already agrees with us. So it's going to really fall on deaf ears because it's just you're speaking into the void and nothing happens. We have to show up in person.
Yeah.
Now, there was a giant drag queen protest happening in, where was it?
Tallahassee. Yeah.
I couldn't make it because it was very early in the morning and I was very tired. But we have to go to things like that. We have to continue doing this and stay visible. We will not be made invisible. I'm way too gorgeous
to be invisible.
On a teacher, I'm way too gorgeous to be invisible.
Yeah, that's right. You're not going to put up with that.
Hell no.
Hell no.
I need attention.
Really?
Really? You couldn't tell?
Yeah, a little bit. I want to talk about the point that you made about losing gigs. For the LGBTQ community, the effect that what has happened this year on drag queens, help us kind of understand what the impact of what is going on. We see the House bill passed. We see the discussion of what DeSantis and others say verbally about drag queens. We see what happened to our house and the Hyatt Regency here in South Florida and Orlando Philharmonic in Orlando, etc. But at the end of the day, it does not affect me in the exact same way that it does the queen who is trying to earn a living. Help us understand what's really happening to drag queens.
So we were under the radar for a very long time. We were just the freaks in the corner who would cross-dress, but just let them do their thing. They're not allowed in our house. Now people are actively coming for us. We are actively on the forefront of a lot of people's TV screens, and it's very polarizing. They're either rooting for us, supporting us, or they think we're the most disgusting, vile predators in the world. And I will no longer say I don't understand where it's coming from, because I do understand where it's coming from. It is a distraction ploy from actual real issues. That's what it is. And it's very obvious because a lot of people are saying the exact same thing. But a lot of people on the far right conservative side don't realize that. They just think, oh no, if they say this is an issue, if they say they're predators, then it's an issue and now I care about it. Again, if you don't cross the line and actually talk to us, figure out what we're about, which is acting a fool on stage for the most part. I don't fall into the drag camp to where I'm questioning my sexual identity because of drag. I do it because I'm a performer and I'm really good at it. So to me, it's like you're arguing with the clown community, with Cirque du Soleil, with the Blue Man crew, whatever they're called. We're entertainment. Why are we an issue? If you don't want kids around us, don't bring your kids to our show. And also realize there's kid-friendly entertainment in drag. It's all bright colors.
That your observation rings so true to me. All of the experience that I've had with so many drag queens, both regional, local, and national prominence of RuPaul's Drag Race. The idea that a drag queen is in it for the sexual experience is almost unheard of. In all of the years, I never hear, wait, this is the way I get the sexual partner that I want.
There was never a sexy drag queen until I arrived.
I know. God, and it took 30 years.
29, excuse you. 30-something years. Go on.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about combining these two personas together, the bodybuilder and drag queen. I understand that you have a program, an online drag queen workout program. Now, explain that to me.
So it started, I want to say last year, where I realized, why am I not making fitness videos in drag? So I started doing it. Again, if I have an idea and I don't really see a good reason not to do it, I'm just going to go for it, as long as I have the time and the energy and the money to do so. So my friend Sippin Productions on Instagram helped me produce these workout videos that you can find on my Instagram, Bodybuilder. And basically, I'm breaking down movements, modalities, workouts that can work best for you from a very educated standpoint, because I have a bachelor's degree in it. So that grew into my Patreon, which I will be continuing to grow from what it is now, patreon.com/bodybuilder. And I want to get the world in shape, but I really just want to get us moving. From let's get to like a medical standpoint, a lot of our ailments and issues could be resolved with physical movement. There's degradation of the muscle, joint pain, inflammation. It's because we're not moving enough. We need to know how to move and move properly so that we don't injure ourselves to prevent us from moving even further. So just follow me and I'll help you.
You know, it's interesting to me because I was mesmerized there for a moment. And yes, besides that, and the reason I was is because it's interesting, the combination of these two personas that you're developing really are quite genius, because what's behind the drag persona of the beauty, etc., is the physical fitness, which is a real issue that we should all be considering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And I've never heard anyone say in drag that drag can be part of the implementation of of considering the importance of physical fitness. I guess that's why you have to be 230 pounds and big biceps.
My thing is, if you're going to be a drag queen, you're going to attract attention. Once you have that attention, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
What is your stance? We have a lot of political drag, which we need a lot more of. Yeah. We have a lot of entertainment, obviously entertainment drag, theater, music, all that good stuff. What about like health and sciences? I know there's a few drag queens out there, and I'm going to be a part of that camp. As long as I have your attention, you're going to be better for it, basically. So join my camp.
Yeah. I understand in all of this spectacular, bodacious, I believe is the word that we keep using, beauty, you ended up getting married.
Yes, I do.
It's down there.
Stand by.
Right?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Tell us about that. Who did you marry?
So my gorgeous, incredible, genius, kind-hearted, just amazing man, Julio, Dr. Julio. We met on an online application where men meet men. And
Grindr?
I was going to send this to my mom. We met at gay church, other than censor. So we met. He picked me up from work. We had our first date at New York Grilled Cheese 6.5 years ago.
Wow, this is a real love story.
It really is. And when I tell you we just sat there and talked for hours, this was our first meeting, I was like, this is so natural. And we were both at a place where we were done with men. We were like, all men suck. They're the same. I'm done with them. Al, I swear to God, or whoever you believe in. We had a very good time, and then it continued from there. And then he proposed to me like minutes after New Year's, and I was gobsmacked. The funny story is, I ordered a drag queen ring on Amazon, and it showed up that day, and I was like, "Ooh, I got me a ring." Little did I know, the real ring was waiting in his pocket the whole evening. So he gooped me, he gagged me, he proposed to me, and I said yes, and then we had a wedding.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story. I'm curious, so you meet on the Grindr-like application that you were on, and how long was it before he found out, well, there's this persona and the bachelor degree in physical education at Florida International, and oh wait, hold on one second, there's something else I need to tell you about.
Well, funny enough, I didn't start drag until after I met him.
Oh.
Yes. So I was just a regular man when we got together, and he knew I had a borderline obsession with Drag Race, and
I'm sorry, what?
Drag Race. RuPaul's Drag Race on VH1, MTV, Logo, and Hallmark, maybe. I am still a huge fan of the show. Yeah. So he already knew I had a thing for drag queens. And we were already together, and I was like, I'm going to start playing in some makeup. And he's like, all right, go for it. Yeah. And then I was like, I'm going to go on stage. He's like, okay, go for it. So he's been part of the birth and growth of bodybuilding from the very beginning. And I don't think I would make it to this point without his support. Yeah. Because he is a true drag husband. A lot of these outfits, I'm workshopping in our bedroom, and I'm getting his opinion as the first opinion. I'm like, honey, how does this look? You like this wig? He's like, you look like shit. I'm like, okay. That look nice, but all right, go ahead. But yeah, he's been there since the very beginning. Yeah,
well, first off, this RuPaul thing you're talking about, it sounds like a fleeting flash in the pan to me. But beyond that, let's talk about the drag husband, because for lots and lots of people, this is an area that is frequently very misunderstood in the drag community. How can you have a normal relationship, two men, you're a man, your drag is men.
Yes.
Unless you're a drag.
In this case,
king.
yes.
Right, exactly.
I'm a dude.
How do you have a relationship? How do you have the boundaries of separation to make that work for you? You're clearly happy. Every time you talk about him, I hear the happiness in your voice. How do you make that work?
I have been blessed to fall in love with a man who's not so machismo to where this turns him off. Bonnie is not in the bedroom with us, like in that sort of way, but he's not afraid of femininity. So I have all the room in the world to express my femininity around him and to fully have his support. And that's a huge part of why I can be so butch and femme at the same time, because I've been given a place where I can explore that and do so without feeling judged. He is a huge cheerleader for me. He has supported me emotionally, mentally, physically sometimes. Financially, he's bought me some stuff. But yeah, he has given me the space to explore this and improve on this without feeling like I'm making him uncomfortable. And that is exactly what I needed. That is the perfect drag husband.
If I heard what you just said correctly, if you can suspend toxic masculinity, it can lead to really great things.
Riches, maybe. We're going to be rich very soon.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope.
That's super interesting to me. Congratulations. Tell me about what's next for you. What's the dream? What are you pursuing? Who are you going to be? Where are you going to do it?
So I have big plans and big ideas. I want to grow on the bodybuilder boot camp idea of having like workout tapes and actual physical boot camp.
Jane Fonda for drag.
Honestly, yes.
Wow.
I thought I was like Randy. Was it Randy Savage?
Yes.
Is that
wrestler?
Okay, that's like from the 80s, right? I don't know, because I wasn't born yet.
Are you reading me?
Reading, I can't even see past these lashes. I can't read anything. So young. But yeah, in my boy world, I am a trainer at Body 20 that you can find on Wilton Manors. That is Body 20, Wilton Manors. But yeah, I want to grow this drag fitness empire. There's an avenue for me. It's meant for me. It's my destiny. And I'm going to figure out a way to do it. I'm also working to get my doctorate in physical therapy, but drag is not going anywhere.
Dr. Bodybuilder.
Dr. Bodybuilder doctor,
Wow.
the BBD.
I don't think that there are, as far as I'm aware, I don't think that there are any drag queens, noted drag queens, that are doctors in the United States.
I think there's like one or two. Silky Nutmeg Ganache has a doctorate in
right. You're right.
the thing that she has a doctorate in. She's a doctor, Dr.
Right.
Reverend Silky. Love
Okay.
you.
All right. So that's part of your dream. What other kinds of things are next for you?
I have leg day tomorrow, so that's gonna be really good. Yeah, it's gonna be squatting. I squat 315. I have a video of me squatting 315 pounds in drag, and I think I did like 10 reps. I couldn't do it in heels. I thought about it, but I'm not about to F up my ankles.
That's right.
For
or your
the public,
shoes.
or my shoes for the public. I did it in sneakers, but I was still wearing a wig, so you will take it and you will enjoy it.
The horrible offense that Michelle Visage took to you earlier.
Yes.
You just got her back because there's some sense in that girl's head. That's what Michelle just said.
I've been sensible this whole time.
Exactly.
Sensible and warm.
Yeah. All right. And does it surprise you in my reaction in the time that I've gotten to know you? You're anchoring at Queer News Tonight, so you're talking about the news of the world.
Yes.
You're talking about the news.
Yes, I am.
And you have to be bright to be able to do that. You can't do that without it.
You have to be even braverer and smarterer to talk about things that you haven't studied. So I usually show up here and I give my raw, honest opinion because I usually don't look at the prompt the day before. So I am not...
Generally, that's probably something you shouldn't reveal.
Oh no, I study and I come from a very informed place when I come to Queer News Tonight on the Happening Out Television Network.
Yes.
But yeah, you just let me talk and express how I feel, and I obviously have opinions when I talk about these things, and I try not to really put my foot in my mouth. I have like once or twice. You got to watch the show to see what I say, but you just let me like talk about how I feel about these things because they're not things happening to other people usually. They're things that directly impact me as a gay man, me as a black man, me as a drag queen, me as a South Floridian. So I have like informed opinions about these topics.
Yeah, absolutely. I have friends in California at World of Wonder, David Chapontier at Producer Entertainment. You know, what's really, really super interesting about you is uniqueness. We hear the mantra from Mama Maru about it requires uniqueness. You certainly represent that. All of the years that I have met so many fabulous drag queens, you're something new that I
Thank
haven't
you so
seen
much.
before.
That's so sweet.
One last chance in terms of helping you, supporting you. Where do you want to direct people to?
You can follow me on Instagram at Bonnie Builder. That is Bonnie Builder on Instagram. Also on Patreon. Follow me on Patreon. I will be revamping that. But hop on board. It's patreon.com/Bonnie Builder. That's where I have all of my updates. That's where you can see me talking more and wearing less than the. Well, it's Instagram, so you can't go too crazy. But follow me. It's a good time. We have fun over there.
Yeah, we're back to Grindr again. Is that what you just?
No, we are not.
You're happily married.
Happily married to a very hot man.
Yes, absolutely.
A hot nerd. That's the trick. Find you a hot nerd, and they will make you happy forever until they pull all the bed sheets off you when you're sleeping.
Wait, have you met me? Anyway, you've made me laugh. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Queens that are able to do it is to make people laugh when times are not the best, and that's what's going on in Florida. That proves what their worth and value is in entertainment. And Bonnie Builder has done that today. Thank you so much for being with us on Unapologetically Queer.
Thank you so much for having me on Unapologetically Queer.